Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, I think today I'm going to be looking at both energies, the masculines and the feminines, because we've got a clash. The clash has come up. Really weird. Should I stay or should I go? Okay, and just kind of this indecision's bugging me. So let's have a look. I've already chosen some cards. I was just reading the lyrics to that, as that song has just been or it just kind of come through. I wasn't really picking up on what the energy of the day was, but I think we're going to pull for both. Okay, I have chosen the Rider-Waite, and I think I'm going to pull the masculine energy from the Rider-Waite Tarot, and then I've got the Mucha Tarot, and I should tap into the feminine energy with them. But first, let's have a look at the masculine's energy. I did think this was just going to be a masculine reading. As I feel it's quite a lonely time for the masculines at the moment, but no, I think we might be doing both. Let's have a look and see what's going on with the masculine energy in love. Okay. Wanting to wrap up cycles. It's like wanting to really, well, should I stay or should I go? It's like, it's decision time. About wrapping up cycles completely so that then you can move on to new beginnings. And the feeling is that really you could be losing kind of everyone that's not going to be kind of coming forth with you, and that can feel quite lonely. You can feel quite lonely, I want to say, in your world. As you wrap up the cycles, as this love kind of takes over, you feel that everybody's kind of falling away, but they're falling away so that you can be free. There you go, with the Hierophant here. So it's about your belief systems and your traditions. It's about marriage. It's about doing a new cycle completely different. Okay, I'm going to get 3 more for the masculines. The Queen of Swords, this is about being truthful, cutting out things that no longer serve you and being able to speak truthfully. I don't know why the word fluently is coming out. It isn't something that I really would say with speaking the truth, because it can be really hard to be able to speak the truth. But I think that when you're in your knowing and you realise there's nothing to lose really, because you're kind of standing on your own anyway, that is the point you kind of get to. I think that's really when you can actually be in your element of truth. That's weird because there's the elements there around the world. So it's about being balanced. I want to say I think that this is what this love has done. I'm just going to get one more, that will do. It's balanced you out. Even though it may not feel that way. There we go, it's balanced you out. Temperance. So this emotion, this feeling, this overwhelming love has really, it's rocked your world. And it's kind of left you rather lonely, but you get to this place where you would rather be alone, to kind of be in your emotion than be around people and feel completely isolated. It's definitely the topic at the moment. It's kind of like it doesn't really matter who's around you. And you can have quite a lot of people who are trying to offer you help, but it's not the kind of help that you're looking for. So you can find yourself getting rather frustrated. And that's then sometimes when you do start to speak the truth, it's like you've got no filter. It's like we need to wrap up these cycles. Yeah, being defensive while you balance out. I was working on this with somebody yesterday because they're feeling extremely bad about how their behaviour is. But what I pointed out to them was they were actually recognising it where the other party wasn't. Who's more evolved? It's like we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate war. We don't celebrate fighting. We don't celebrate when we don't have a filter on our words. And if you're picking yourself up on that and feeling extremely guilty, as if, who have I become? You need to let it go. I was trying to explain that maybe these words aren't actually yours, okay? They're divinely guided. And it's about coming back to core and center. And if you can, stand in this stillness. Whatever comes out will come out, okay? But you've got to not beat yourself up about it. The only way to really wrap up cycles is sometimes for things to get quite harsh. But you know, deep down in your heart, you're speaking the truth. So this could be what I'm, maybe when I said fluently, that will be without a filter. Okay. I spoke about it's what brings the balance. Okay, masculines. You're feeling defensive. Okay, so it's the energy. You can understand the energy a little bit and what's going on. It's like you are not evil and you are not cruel, and you most definitely do deserve love, but where you are is the wrong place to find that. And that's why you feel quite isolated. And it gets to this point where you think, I'd rather be alone in my own space to be able to deal with my emotions than everybody thinking they know what's best for me. Okay, so, okay, masculines. Let's have a look where the feminines are. I want to kind of keep them close together because I believe that the masculines are definitely wanting to know what's going on with the feminine at the moment. Let's see what the cards want to say, rather than what I'm just observing. So let's this is the Mucha Tarot I'm using, or the Tarot Mucha. You've got the Strength card, so the feminine is being extremely strong. There's the energy here of actually wanting to support her masculine, to comfort him. She'll be feeling the masculine's energy. So she is staying in this integrity, being strong, remaining balanced. It's kind of like, I wanted to say you're kind of doing the opposite thing. So she feels the masculine's pain. It's a major arcana here. So the masculine's energy's got 3 major arcanas. And with the major arcanas, it means that the universe steps in. So these are pivotal moments in our life that are kind of life-changing. The other kind of stuff you have your hands on, you're in control. But sometimes we think we have free will, but the universe can intervene. So you've got the World card, which is saying you really do need to wrap up cycles now. You're onto a new enlightened beginning. The Hierophant means exactly the same. Look at your traditions, your belief systems. And then Temperance means the universe is bringing in reconciliation between the masculine and feminine energy, which is causing you to feel defensive. Feminines have come up straight away with Major Arcana, which is the Strength card, which means the universe is really giving her all the strength that she needs to be able to get through this transition. And I want to say the transition that she's feeling that the masculines are going through. There's a card turned over somewhere. Yeah, it's the transition. There's no other way to say it. The 5 of Pentacles is moving from one way of being to another. There's a lack mentality. You feel like you've lost everything. Okay, so the feminine is feeling that, and I'm going to say has actually gone through this. So that's when the compassion comes in, and really all she's focused on is not really about being the victim of when the feminine went through this. She's actually gone through that and is compassionate and understands completely what the masculine will be going through. So it's like your feminine is most definitely supporting you. Oh, got very bummed up then. Is very much supporting you because she feels your energy. Pride. It's like she understands his pride. So it's very much like the feminine will tread carefully because of the masculine's pride. Especially for a masculine to be feeling this, feeling left out in the cold. over. I want to get one more out there. Yeah, the end of the road. In this card, he's always green, which means I want to tap on that pride, jealousy, envious. And because I've said pride, I want to say, you know, kind of pride has killed really the divine masculine energy. It's the end of the road, but the readings coming up with the masculines are going to be aware of this. So are the feminine. Quite painful for us to sit back and watch. It's not a very nice way to die, is it? But that's what pride does. It can make you quite poorly, and yeah. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is, it's like somebody's now preparing these two pentacles, working on, well, it's like he's taken the two pentacles here. They're in the basket. He's leaving the others behind, and I mean, he can get more in there, but he's just choosing the two. Unconditional love. And the Hermit. So the Divine Feminine is actually, we've got this, the Divine Feminine has been left out in the cold, because that card kind of threw me, and I thought, well, the Divine Feminine's actually been left out in the cold as well. But there's the strength there and the compassion for the masculine energy, knowing that he's done him. But this here is, because we end on the Hermit, so the feminine's gone within, it looks like she's waiting. She's kind of keeping her star there safe. I'm kind of working backwards. There's this emotion of unconditional love here for the masculines. And I just have this energy here of, you know, she is understanding the masculine's energy is wrapping up a cycle, but what is he working on? It's kind of that not knowing whether or not he's actually working. He may be wrapping up cycles, which she feels. The love's still there. It's unconditional. And she's kind of still hanging on to the star, but not actually knowing what the masculine's doing. Okay, so where do we go from here? Let's look at the bottom of the decks. Feminines first. Yeah, the feminines are resting, meditating and healing. So they're sending all their energy to you that they can do, like their healing energy, and look after themselves first, and then they'll be sending their energy to the Divine Masculine. Now, Divine Masculine, what's at the bottom of yours? I changed from Feminine Masculine to Divine Masculine. Yeah, it's the 11-11 card. It's about knowing where you belong, knowing where your community is, and then kind of wrapping this up now. With the 11 and the 11, it's like coming together. So it looks like the cycle that you are becoming balanced for, Divine Masculine, is for spiritual union, okay, with your soulmate, complete different life. Feminines at the moment, your energy, underlying energy, is about staying calm, in integrity and compassion, understanding the process, and sending whatever energy you can to the masculines. Okay, I've done some research about my bracelet, about what green crystals mean, and it's to do with the heart chakra and wealth. I thought fantastic, so we put our little lucky 4-leaf clover there, which is full of green crystals, and my earrings. It was like, okay, then we'll do this, you know. I'm being shown certain things that I have in the house already that can help. It's like, and that's what you do when temperance is here. You have to try and remain balanced, and it means the masculine and the feminine energy. Okay, right. I've got an enchanted map. Yeah, let's do an enchanted map first. I've seen making a choice, not seen encouragement. That's okay. Let's pull one for the masculines. Yeah, details, details. So I said it was the clash. Should I stay or should I go now? Clarity. It's really quite hard without the communication, with both parties being left out in the cold. But clarity will come once it's balancing. The feminine already has clarity. She just doesn't have clarity on what the divine masculine's doing. Only what she's picking up sensory. Where the masculines are wanting to know more about this love, it's more of a kind of an integration into it. So details, details. There's lots going on in there. Really is quite a lot, look. There's the magnifying glass. I was looking to see if that was like a telescope, what was coming out of there, and then I saw that little creature. It looks like it's got a party hat on. Can't actually see. I think it might be a rabbit. Details, details, but that for me is just feeling. And I felt this maybe yesterday, is that the masculine's energy is very inquisitive. They wanted to know more about energy work, more about how this works. What is this new perception, maybe? Let's read this card. I keep itching. Okay. 43. Details, details. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. So this is a time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. This is about, I'm going to say this about when you're kind of around the people, and I've spoke about putting yourself into your own kind of little protective bubble, because you do start noticing the remarks that people start saying, the comments, especially as they get frustrated. People that you think were on your side start to say things that actually don't know those things are going to hurt you. They're triggers. And you have to. I actually have got to this point now where I just show compassion for the person that's needing to say that for their own development. And obviously, if it's triggering me, it's my development, my growth, and my decisions on whether or not we're actually going to. Don't even know if I want to say tolerate. Whether we want to choose to surround ourselves by that particular energy. If it's not good for you, does it have to stay? And sometimes you feel that it does because of your relationship with people, even blood bond. But really, at the end of the day, are they stopping you from being who you're wanting to be? It's so tough. This part is so tough and so unfair. It feels so unfair that these people that actually you genuinely do love, and you know that they're trying to help you, but you actually realise maybe they've been part that's been hindering. And you have to get to a point where you have to stop cycles, not just for you, but for them. Okay. So, let me get one for the feminine side. Spirit of place. So the underlying energy for the feminines is resting, meditating, healing. And we've got spirit of place. Let's read this card. Card number 4. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax. Oh, yes, is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. And the Divine Feminine is most definitely in their authentic state. It's unconditional love. They're not losing hope or faith. But there isn't this needing to control. It's embodying this love here. Okay, the answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. So the feminine's energy has surrendered, which is this still place, this spirit of place. Being very authentic. Okay. Genuine, I want to say. So, you want details, details. Let's pull a Greek mythology card. I feel like I'm just speaking to the masculines, but I don't know. It comes out how it comes out. However I address it, I address it. Let's get some Greek mythology cards though. Let's tap into the masculine's energy first, see what card wants to come out. Be the research that you're doing as well with the details regarding this connection, this soulmate connection, whatever you're referring to it as, because it can be referred to as a soulmate connection, be referred to as a divine connection, sacred union, twin flames is a big name, so that I want to say that soulmates can recognise that they're in this because the soulmate name got a bit lost. Which is the 1111 sign, synchronization for this type of connection. So I do believe that the masculine energy is really doing some research into actually what this is, and with a deeper understanding that it's not only them that's feeling this. They may be around other people that are not picking up on this connection, but that doesn't mean that what you're feeling is not valid or it doesn't exist. It's like you don't need any validation for how you're feeling. Okay, let's get a card for the masculines. Apollo, god of light. The feminine is of light. Well, we all are, okay? But for god of light, this means that you're shining through. Apollo. Okay, let's read this one. Looks like he's on a chariot. It's like, I want to say, being pulled by the light. You're going into a new enlightened beginning. You're becoming balanced for that, so that you can go on to, like, claim your crown. You can be the king of your own castle, in your own kind of bubble. So Apollo. Oh, right here. The sun, and remember the masculine energy is of the sun, okay? So the sun and its light were regarded as different divinities. That's interesting because I said about you being kind of like the opposite, but it's like when one's maybe not strong, the other one is. So anyway, I've just found this in. I haven't read this card, so let's read this card. Thus the sun's disk stays in the sky. Let me just start that again. So the sun and its light were regarded as different divinities. Thus the sun's disk stays in the sky, but the light that is Apollo travels to earth and is found in many places with many uses, from ripening fruit to healing illness. His sharp arrows of light were also useful in battle, making him a fearsome warrior. The sun's central use in astrology meant that Apollo was also a god of divination and prophecy. He brought order to the cosmos and returned stars to their rightful places. Plucky Apollo is now ready to assist you in any circumstances requiring skill, ingenuity, don't know that word. We've got to do some Googling. Strength and stamina. He will cast light, awarding you understanding and determination. That's good, the understanding, and then the determination to stand your ground. It's like, I was trying to explain last night on the phone to somebody that you're so close to the veil, because really, like, you guys are struggling with kind of how to contain this, and you just really haven't got a clue what's going on. And you're so close to the veil where it's at this point where you could actually not complete the cycle. You could just deflate and then you would have to keep going back over it, because you know deep down that if you don't finish this once and for all, it will happen again. But it seems to be in all areas of your life. It seems to be a completely new beginning, a fresh new start. And that is so scary. And the only thing it's scary is because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself or your decisions. Okay, so I want to have a look at these words because, first of all, I want to see what they mean by plucky. Oh, okay, let me just put that on. Okay. I'm not even going to check in to see what the energy's like. I'll start getting messages regarding what people are feeling today, but I'm not going to actually look just yet. I should just have a look at what I'm picking up on the energy. So, what was I looking for? Let's have a look what plucky meaning. Having or show determined courage in the face of difficulties. The plucky youngster has astounded medical staff. Brave, courageous, bold, daring, fearless. Okay, that would be enough, I think. So, plucky Apollo is now ready to assist you in any circumstances requiring skill. And this, I know this word, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Well, I don't know this word, so I'm just like, I'm just about to find out though. Ingenuity. It's just, how do I say it?
Ingenuity.
Ah, ingenuity. See? The quality of being clever, original, and inventive. Considerable ingenuity. Considerable ingenuity must be employed in writing software. That's like writing, reprogramming new programs, isn't it? The quality of being clever, original, and inventive. Well, you do have to bear in mind that, you know, it's kind of like there's less people waking up than what there are that are kind of at this stage. So it is about being original, really, which can mean leaving the tribe behind, your old tribe. Oh, see, I can't even remember. It's 11 o'clock on the dot. Right, Apollo, let's finish reading this. I'm getting really distracted now. So, enduring. Oh, see, I can't even remember it. Strength and stamina. He will cast light, awarding you understanding and determination. But that's awesome. If dark has descended and you are battling a serpent right now, you can be assured that Apollo is on his way. Everything about the sun's energy is considered positive and rejuvenating, so hope will be restored, and you should enjoy affirmation and confidence in all you do. So it is about this part where when you step through the veil, you would just feel the release. Just want to kind of say it's just depending what loneliness means to you. It's not really lonely over this side. can try to make sense of what's happened, but it's quite hard because you're asking people that, you know, are probably less progressed than you, and that's when you start looking for details. Tarot's normally one you would come across when you research this connection. I think you might start to realise that it's the energy out there on quite a large scale. Let's get a Divine Feminine card for the Divine Feminine. Oh, come on. Akhilanda. I've never had this card. It says, the goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. It is this authenticity now with the feminine's energy. It's understanding the growth. It's understanding this feeling and challenging times. It's when we become a bit broken that we seek for healing, to become stronger. The book's right here. Let's find out where you are in the book. Okay. This should like to jump out at me because I'm just not... Oh, there you are. Card number 96. And I'm going for 69. Don't... Must be very distracted today. 96. Okay. Akhilanda. I'm going to struggle with that one. The goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. Akhilanda represents the essence of the phoenix. She's the indestructible energy that embraces change. She knows that everything is conspiring to transform her into only more love and light. Akhilanda is an elusive goddess from Hindu mythology. Her full name, I am not really, Akhilanda Shivari. I'm going to show you. Okay. So at the top row there, okay, let's read this together. Yep, that word, and then Ishivri in Sanskrit means female power or goddess, and Akhilanda means never not broken. So she is the goddess of never not broken. She can never be broken because she always is. She can never be broken because she always is. She is the embodiment of what we try to avoid, the dissolution of our ego's identity. She is the embodiment of what we try to avoid, the dissolution of our ego's identity. Her power is unparalleled. I was on about feeling, she radiates the potent light and joy that's the goal of change, transformation or pain. There is very little written about her. She is meant to be known through experience. She is an intimate interior goddess that we meet when we are in the darkest moments of grief and heartbreak. She knows us where our energy is trapped. It doesn't say that she knows us. It says she shows us. She shows us where our energy is trapped, where we have been stifled in routines or others' expectations of us. And she whispers the liberation when we experience once we let ourselves break open and allow the new expression of ourselves to come blazing through. She reminds us that we always have the power to choose to see every event as yet another opportunity to become more light, to become more of a radiant soul we are here to be. that's a beautiful card to select for the feminines. I was trying to say they're picking up on your energy, and they're trying to help direct the energy so that it heals the masculines. I'm not sure how aware the masculines are and how much the feminines take this very seriously, regarding keeping a distance and trying to actually help their masculines through the transition. And she whispers the liberation we will experience once we let ourselves break open and allow the new expression of ourselves to come blazing through. Okay. When your soul selects her card, many of us exert tremendous energy in the effort to not break or fall apart. We resist our grief, our heartbreak, or we deny the need to change until the choice no longer feels like it is ours. Something sidesweeps us in our ordinary life and shatters who we think we are and how we identify ourselves. Here's what Aklihanda reminds us. Aklihanda. So here's what Aklihanda, let's just call her that, reminds us. Vulnerability is our greatest strength. If we are always broken, we can never break. I said, when you've lost everything, nothing to lose. People can threaten you with, I've heard it all. If I don't change my ways, I'm going to lose everything. Also been told to have a look at your life, look at everything you've lost. Been told that. You've done this, been told that. You caused this, look at everybody you've upset. If you carry on, you're going to lose this. If you carry on, you're going to have no one. And you're standing there and thinking, no one's been here anyway helping me through this. It's like, okay. And you kind of go, I just go, well, that's fine. Not really sure how it can be hurtful. Especially when I said, excuse me, when this is people that are close that you think are in your corner. And then all of a sudden you realise, oh no, there wasn't. They had a load of judgments. And them quiet ones. Watch out for the quiet ones. Well, the feminine understands this. You can't be broken. You're already broke. The worst has happened. But when you get over the other side, like it said here, what did it say? So her power is unparalleled. She radiates a potent light and joy that's the goal of change, transformation, or pain. She shows us where our energy is trapped, where we have been stifled in routines of others' expectations of us. And she whispers the liberation we will experience once we let ourselves break open and allow the new blazing expression of our life to come blazing through. It's like an inner knowing for the masculine. First card that came out is the strength, the feminine's having. Okay. Let me carry on reading this. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, because whatever comes out needs to be spoken about. So, and is there any order to this? No, it's it's actually quite simple, but we've just been used to living such a complex life. So, I'm just going to reread that last bit here where it says, here's what Aklihanda reminds us. Vulnerability is our greatest strength. If we are always broken, we can never break. Aklihanda is the most intimate and personally powerful goddess because she meets us in those moments when we can feel most alone, most exposed, and most afraid. She models how to thrive in the midst of change. She uses pain to joyfully and purposefully transform. She sees everything as an opportunity to release what isn't serving her. And she knows that being broken isn't a failure or something we should avoid. It's actually the whole point. We are here to let our ideas of ourselves go up in flames so that beneath the ashes, the soft core of who we truly are arises. And so that we remember that it's not the heart that ever breaks, it's the ego. The heart only ever expands. I've got real goosebumps here, guys. That's beautiful. Not had that card before. I've not had the Apollo card. Soul voice meditation. What heartbreak can I see now as an opportunity to expand? And intention. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. At the beginning, I said that this love is what will set you free. Shake up all your foundations. Okay. And I remembered, which is good. Oh, it's 11:11. Okay. Last night before one of those moments where I must remember to remember this, and I didn't write it down. But it's about hide and seek. It's about hiding from love when love's seeking you. It's like a game, isn't it? You hide, but you do expect to be found. Otherwise, you have to come out in the end. Otherwise, you're just hiding kind of on your own, and someone's like seeking to find you. With hide and seek, at some point the game's up, really. And I just felt like that with love. It was just you hide from love, but it's love that's seeking you. You can't really hide from that. It will find you. It's kind of, it'll catch up with you at some point. So that was just something that came through last night. I have the magical unicorns, and I also have romance angels. Sounded like Jasper was growling. Jasper, hey, was that you? What was that about? You can't come up? Really? You nearly fell. Mummy's lap. You reckon? Mummy's lap. We don't want a bottom in the screen. You're going to come down? Hmm? I don't want to see your bum. Well, you can come on my lap. Baby. Mummy's lap. I know, but you're going to have to do Mummy's lap. Good boy. Okay. Oh, look, it's time to move on. It's like the... Hey, I've not seen you in a while. You've been sleeping, like, for weeks. Eh? I've been saying that he's just been totally crashed out. Haven't seen him. Okay, Jasper, we can't... Well, we can love now, but I'm going to go this way. You going to get down or you staying? Okay, masculines, you've got it's worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. And the feminine have got family culture. So learn more about your family stories and history. Jasper, you can't really play around on the table, darling. Okay. Treacle? Oh, he doesn't really want to get down, does he? I'm sorry. What's going on with these cats? I'm actually solo today. I'm on my own. But she's actually on my bed, Tia. She's curled up and I've kind of left her there while I come to do the reading. So it's like we swap places. It's like Jasper's back on the scene. Okay, masculines, let's have a look at this worth waiting for. Your patience will be rewarded. Now, I would have actually thought that they would have come out the other way, but hey, let's see what the messages are. You know what you want. So this is for the Divine Masculine's energy, okay? You know what you want and you've been waiting for it. This card means that your patience is about to pay off. You'll soon have what your heart desires. It will most likely be better than you expect. Everything happens at the perfect time, and this is why you needed to wait. You had lessons to learn, and other people had to be ready as well. I'm going to say that's your feminine, really. Now everything is set and you'll find that your prayers have been answered. All of your patience and hard work will now be rewarded. For now, keep your mind focused on what you want and don't think about fear in any way. If you become afraid, then ask your angels for help. You need to keep the faith. What you want is worth waiting for. Instead of settling for something that's good enough, you'll now have the best. You deserve the best. That's it. So, family culture for the feminine's energy. And I'm actually feeling that this is more of a reconnection, because I spoke about how my conversations with my dad, family culture, wanting to know more about the history of our family. So I believe the feminine, because they've kind of gone through this transition, okay, and in this compassion, it's more about actually wanting to know more, showing love. It's like in a very different way. It's actually showing an interest in people. That's what I'm picking up on. So let's have a look at this family culture. I thought he was going to jump up again. Learn more about your family stories and history. Your family's history affects you in many ways. Okay, well, it could actually just touch on the understanding about losing everybody and actually the cycle of this, because I spoke about how you can really find yourself alone. It's quite hard to understand how that's kind of possible when you've like half of your life maybe is already, you know, been a certain way around certain people, and then for everybody to kind of leave and no one really to be in your corner can feel quite, quite heartbreaking. Got the hiccups. Or just the one, maybe. Maybe it was a burp. I'm not sure. Let's read this. Your family's history affects you in many ways. This card asks you to learn about the stories of your family's past. Find out which countries your parents and their relatives came from. How did they travel to their current location? What languages have been spoken? What jobs have your family members held? The answers to these questions and more will help you understand yourself better. You can also feel good about your heritage as you learn more about it. And learning from your family will help you feel closer to them. I felt that there's this, when you have a look at, one of them was the jobs, your family's history, what jobs have your family members held. When people start to judge you, especially with the feminine, you do get to this point you can just step back, and it doesn't really, you don't need them to validate you, because you're just on such this level where you can really see the truth in it. I'm most definitely having this at the moment. It's like spiritual versus financial success. What's more important? And for me, on the outside, it seems to be, mine is spiritual, okay? I don't really have any concerns. But the more that my concern regarding money lessens, very much so, everybody else's seems to be rising in anxiety. And so now I'm having, it's more of a doubt from them, even though there's a certainty within me. I'm okay, I know what path I'm on, and I have faith and trust, but it's more of a reckless behaviour, and that's where it's their fear, because I've had to take a step back and kind of think, to the people that are doing it, you're very money orientated. And if that's what your life revolves around, is just, and it's normally as you're kind of going through the transition, you get scared, you want to go back and just think, I'm not going to go through, I'll just, there's got to be another way. Or actually it's a surrender to not having control over it. So let's end on, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to end, but I'm going to pull a romance angel, and then I might pull a journey of love, maybe. Right, that one's for the masculines, and that one's for the feminines. Masculines have got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And this is what you're realising, what love really is, and those connections that are not soul satisfying. So to actually be acknowledging, to acknowledge what is and isn't love, there's a lot around you that you're starting to feel has a lot of conditions with it. That's unrequited love. Let's read this one. And it is what you're questioning. The romance angels compassionately bring you this card as an answer to your relationship question. The person you're inquiring about has many qualities that you find attractive. However, there's not enough mutual attraction to create the passion you're seeking. This relationship is more like a cat and mouse chase, with one partner continually retreating and disappearing. Neither person enjoys this imbalance, and lack of chemistry is the reason. Okay. You may both share genuine love, which in itself can be a foundation for a long-term relationship. This card comes to you simply to help you understand the missing component, which you both can sense. So, masculine and feminine, okay? The runner and the chaser, the hide and the seek. When we said that that isn't love. So there is the chemistry, well, there's the attraction. It says you both may share. You may both share genuine love, which in itself can be the foundation for a long-term relationship. This card comes to you simply to help you understand what's missing, okay, that you both can sense, and that is the running away from this love, okay, not completing a cycle, not finding completion. So every relationship is a synergy of blended energies. You can't completely control the attraction factor, but you can override and steer it. Sometimes painful childhood experiences can draw you to unhealthy relationships. As you recreate the original situation in an attempt to heal it, it's about repeating these cycles of, well, the family cultures, their childhood wounds, heartbreak, that kind of come into adult life, but then kind of bring up everything from the past. You can ask the angels for guidance to help you elevate your spiritual frequency so that you attract a partner of a similar nature. You deserve to be in a relationship of mutual appreciation and attraction, so it's worth your time and effort to manifest one with these qualities. So, letting go of the old, feeling quite alone, and it's because of this awakening of love, this feeling of love, and it's saying really that you deserve to be in a relationship of mutual appreciation and attraction. So it's worth your time now to and effort to manifest one with these qualities. What you can actually see with this card, because is he's actually, look at the girls like in the background, the angels swooning, because he is actually making the effort there. She has her own guide, probably looks a little bit shocked, but he has like angels around him, and it's like they're kind of in awe. And it is because of this. What did it say about the chaser? Because I spoke about hide and seek, and it's the runner and the chaser with this kind of relationship. This relationship is more like a cat and mouse chase, with one partner continually retreating and disappearing. Well, that is disconnection, the soulmate connection. That's one of the signs that it is disconnection. Feminines have got calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations and visualizations will help bring you together. If you can have a look at her there, doing whatever she can with energy to actually heal another, and that is without any conditions. That's unconditional love and not even a promise of an outcome. For me, that's got to be a pure love. Okay, calling in your soulmate. Let's read this. So this is for the family. This is for the feminine's energy. It's for the family. Or as a knock-on effect. Okay. You, like everyone, have soulmates. These are people with whom you shared time in heaven and in other lives. You made a soul agreement to meet in this lifetime for the purpose of mutual spiritual growth. You have many such agreements with various people who are all your soulmates. They include friends, family members, co-workers and romantic partners. This card guides you to actively call your romantic soulmate into your life. Spoke at the beginning about terminologies, and we've got a bit messed up on actually what a soulmate is. Okay, because there's different ones. They're here to evolve us. So this card guides you to actively call your romantic soulmate into your life. You can do so through prayer, affirmations and visualizations. It also means working on yourself so that you optimize the qualities you're seeking in a partner. It's mirroring. For instance, if you desire a significant other who's got a great sense of humour, develop this within yourself. Like attracts like, which is part of calling in your soulmate. Okay, and the ending of this card says they're the qualities that you really want to try and manifest now into your life. Right, let's what am I going to use? Let's use a let's do a journey of love. And then I feel like I actually want to end on a Rumi message, which is for both. 3 to 1, that's nice. Have an energy each, and then you create a third energy. A soulmate, romantic soulmate. So by being together, you create a third energy, which will bring you to oneness. Okay. So let's get a card for the masculine side. And I'll grab a card for the feminines. Okay. I won't drink all that. I might want it in a minute. Okay, Divine Masculines, you've got the Ancient Ones. I said that there was these protections here. They're rooting you on. Okay. So let's read what the Ancient Ones. And this will be also who the feminine's connecting with. There's a lot going on in dream state. It's like there's a lot of conversations, preparation going on. Actually, the feminines can't remember too much about, but they know that it's... if you wake up and you're still tired, there's normally a chance you've been travelling in your sleep, working hard. Okay, so... let's read this for you, the Divine Masculine. Your spiritual growth is now acknowledged and witnessed by the heavenly ones that see beyond time and space into the reality of your soul. Do not lose heart if your spirituality is not fully acknowledged, understood, or appreciated by those around you in the physical world as yet. Though they may love you, it is most likely that their vision is still bound by time and space, and they cannot see into the very real gains that you have made in your subtle worlds, where all true spiritual growth begins. So the Ancient Ones reach out to you and bring this message. We are with you, beloved. We honour your growth. It is real, it is palpable, and soon it will manifest fully in the physical world with breathtaking beauty. We honour your light. Namaste. Goosebumps. I said, you're not alone. I said, it's like I think it's better. It's like your little bubble. This oracle brings guidance that you have taken a leap in personal growth. If you are still testing it in the physical world, trying to translate your inner changes into outer experiences, take heed. It's only a matter of time before you see reflected back to you in your physical world what you have become within. You will see it mirrored back to you in the eyes of those around you in Sacred Union too. Right, here's the poem. Here's wishing you some sunshine the day after the rain. Here's a hug of understanding where life seems filled with pain. Here's knowing that emotion, like wind, blows many ways. And our course will seem more certain with the dawn of each new day. Let's do the feminine side. Contemplation, card number 69. Okay. So the feminines are in contemplation. Let's have a look at this. I'm not sure I've had that card either. It's lovely colours on that card. I love them colours. Right, contemplation. Within you, there is a question arising. When you get the question right, the answer will be self-evident. But you have to plunge your consciousness deep within to find the right question, to articulate it clearly and understand what it is you are really asking. The question within you is actually a divine gift of awakening. It is your future, awakened self, waiting to be found and calling to you too. Let the question arise through dreams, dance, meditation, sleep, yoga, time in nature, swimming in the ocean, bathing in an aromatherapy bath, or receiving a hot stone massage. The question holds within it the next unfolding petal of the lotus of your being. Sorry, I'm like... This oracle brings you an invitation to enter into the mystery of your life and your being, and to allow the biggest question you can summon to emerge from your heart and be expressed through love. Your question may emerge as clear and shining or soft and yielding, a question with no words, only feeling. Whatever truth emerges, let that be your contemplation in response to that question. The next step forward will unfold before you, revealed in perfect clarity and perfect timing. This oracle brings you a message from your own divine nature. Come sit with me and breathe. I want to ask you something. I want you to ask me something. Together, there is a conversation that we are to have now, and there will be beautiful accord between us that overflows into all of your relationships, bringing more understanding and peace. The question, the only thing that really comes out in this reading for the feminines with the question is, because I worked backwards, and it was there she was keeping it all safe, this unconditional love that's flowing, and the question really is kind of, what is the masculine working on? Is it a future? It's like with the feminine, I think that is only really the only question. Let's read the poem. Let's hold it up. And also it touched on about, I wanted to say about what's been going on in dream state and connecting and waiting. It's like the answers will come to both, of course they will. So, so we've got the post person coming. Let me just let them put them through. Okay, here's the poem. Patterns break through the night, in beams of light awakening. Memories of walking on sand, moments waves replace, waiting for another passerby. Reflections, time to look outward in, to find those hidden spaces. Residing alone, waiting for a twin soul, waiting for myself. I can't make this shit up. So I spoke about twin flames, waiting for a twin soul, soulmates. So patterns break through the night, in beams of light awakening. Memories of walking on sand, moments, waves replace, waiting for another passerby. Reflections, time to look outward in, to find those hidden spaces, residing alone, waiting for a twin soul, waiting for myself. And that's what the divine connection is. It's a soul that's split in two. It's a mirror. That's beautiful. Okay. Let's finish on a Rumi message and see what the Rumi wants to say for both. A joint message. Okay, let's get a message from Rumi, and I want it to be really a joint one, so it's like a message to each side of the soul. Okay. So the dissolving light. Now I spoke about being in this like protective bubble, okay, being protected in this shield. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Rumi. Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me, let us burn together. Dissembled. Okay, sort it out. I will. Dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It's a twin soul. It's kind of the only one that gets you, because you're of the same. Okay, but you can really repel against that, because there's half of us we don't particularly like, so we see that reflected. And they remind you of that part. It's about loving both sides of you, then you can love your counterpart, both sides, and it's like the feminines understand that. So there is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful, it is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply, beyond all logic, just is. Certainly, no lie or deception, no boundary or defence can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretence, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine, and even know it as love, let me just do it a bit again. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie, or deception of some sort that you have come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It is not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or soon will be released, and you shall become freer, free in a way that only truth can provide. I said that this veil is so thin. You just don't, you're not even, the masculines are not even aware of how close you are. Because it's like you're maybe a little disgusted in your own behaviour. It's like it'll be over soon. And then it will all become apparent. And it really is, you're like, okay. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. Hide and seek, it's going to seek you out. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. You need to remember there's a purpose behind this. It's a mission. It's not just about, once you're over it, you're just going to excel. It's just, okay, you'll know what to do. It is a clever and insatiable lover. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of a static divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited in love. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white-hot field of its passionate presence. There will be sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of your divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. Apollo. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast aside swiftly by conscious choice, or shall simply burn up, dissolving into the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. You will find what's left at the end. You'll find out what's important, who is around, who you're kind of left with maybe a handful. I wouldn't even say I have that. And a lot of people are new people when you're calling your tribe. New friendships, new support networks. Okay. So here is your guidance. Sweet lover of the great beloved. Give it up. The smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life. The belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into a truth now that is far more worthy of you. A truth with a capital T. The big truth. Love, trust and surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. Cast aside whatever would hold you back rather than three. Is that three? I actually want to say three. Cast aside whatever would hold you back rather than free you to fly into your own divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. This is a holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire in your sacred heart. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perception and perspective and perceptions. Allow let's have a drink. Well, that might be fluently, but at the moment I'm just struggling with my words, getting them out fluently. So this oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourselves, others, and particular life circumstances very differently. Embrace it. Don't resist what is being shown to you, for even if there are some struggles in adjusting your view at first, ultimately this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your own inner peace and happiness. I'm going to give you the sacred honouring ritual. Okay. Place both hands on your heart and say the following aloud. The eternal light of Rumi burns through that which is unworthy and frees me into unconditional love and truth now. I am blessed by the grace of this sacred brother, and I open my heart to the tender fire of passionate presence. Through merciful compassion and my own free will, I asked to be shown the greater truth that will set me free. So be it. Relax with your hands on your heart for as long as feels good. When you are ready, simply open your eyes. You have completed your sacred honouring ritual. You can repeat this any time you feel the need to let go of a self-limiting behaviour, judgment of a person or situation that drains rather than leaves you feeling vibrant or free, or beliefs that deplete and depress you rather than open you up to love and endless possibilities. This ritual is a way to tap into supportive grace to assist you in that conscious surrender. You will be blessed, beloved. Fantastic. I still felt it was directed towards the masculine, but obviously the feminines were continuously growing. It's more, I think it becomes more of a habit. We do these things kind of naturally now. I wanted to end on a postcard from Spirit. So I suppose it just comes back to the question, isn't it? Should I stay or should I go now? That was the original clash. So, let's see what the message wants to come out with. Just with love. You do know where to look, don't you? Because I do hold it up and it's kind of always here, it's wrote, but I can never see it with the naked eye. So, dear you, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. The Avengers come out then. Okay. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it will bring you a feeling related to the outcome you seek, like safety or wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motive that drives you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled into the direction your soul calls you, towards joy, discovery, growth, or adventure, participating in something compelling and meaningful without trying to define it? If you can step forward, surrendered to whatever spirit has in store for you, you will be amazed at how things turn out. Check your motives, then hand them over to spirit. Everybody here wants the best for you. Life loves you more than you know. It's that surrender to the unknown, just going with the flow. Okay, do we always need a motive? I'm going to leave it there. Very interesting read. Okay, guys, I will catch up with you soon. Have a fantastic weekend. We're on, I think we are Friday. Okay, Friday the 10th of May. Have a fantastic weekend if I'm not jumping on before Monday. So that's it. Let's leave it like that. Take care, guys, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.